Okay, folks, we are ready to get started right now with Game 3 coming in. It's on the Metalopolis. Currently one apiece in this best-of-3 series between Liquid Tyler and Imber Strelok. He said it, not me. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Game 3 of this series between Liquid Tyler, he's in the blue trunks, and he is spawning to the south of the Metalopolis right here, versus his opponent Imber Strelok in the red trunks. He is playing Terran to the west. Now this series has been extremely close up until this point. Tyler able to take Game 1 after some great early aggression that was eventually denied by Strelok, who counterattacked with a series of vicious marine drops. However, eventually the Colossus count got too high, and Tyler was able to push through the defenses of Strelok, taking Game 1. In Game 2, on the other hand, we saw the fast expansion from Strelok, went in with the Reaper fast expansion, pretty standard opening, and was then able to start applying loads of pressure to Tyler. Tyler got an early upgrade advantage, but wasn't actually able to do anything with it, and eventually his opponent, Strelok, was able to wear him down and pick at him from multiple angles, and then eventually crush the remainder of Tyler's forces. It's incredibly close in this series, and it's a good way to start this tournament off. Incredibly good. Okay, so we'll see exactly what's going to be happening here from Tyler. We'll no doubt open up the gateway on 13 supply as per usual. Nothing unusual about that whatsoever. Barrett's coming down for Strelok. We'll see whether or not he decides to go for a fast expansion. He's done that twice now. A couple of different methods. The first one, he decided he didn't want to build any gas whatsoever, because, hey, who needs that? You just build marine. It's fantastic. And he was then able to expand at the back of the crevasse. And on the previous map, he actually went with the Reaper fast expansion method. Strelok now dumping down that refinery. It's not late, so there is a possibility of a Reaper fast expand if he wants to go for that kind of play. But then again, he may vary things up. Strelok is actually known for tank drops, for instance, but he seems to be playing a very heavy infantry style for the moment. I have to wonder if that will actually help him out. This is a great map for his tank drops, actually. I saw him playing one against Cloud in a previous series, and he was able to do elevations and tank drops around this area right here. Very painful, very difficult to deal with. Tyler's varied things up, and in the first game he went with that proxy Void Ray, and in the second game, of course, he went one gateway into robotics with a fairly late expansion. Didn't really go beyond 2 bases. His third base was going up as he was dying, so it didn't really make too much of a difference. And his opponent had a major economic advantage, particularly after some very effective drops. Now, we see the tech lab coming down initially, and the gas count is looking good. Reaper fast expansion is exactly what Strelok's going to be doing. Seems to be a fan of this, and I don't really blame him. It's becoming extremely popular amongst a lot of Terran players to go for this Reaper fast expansion. You can do all sorts of things with it. On a map like the Metalopolis as well, with so many cliff edges to your opponent's base, there's all sorts of opportunities to get in there and cause some mischief. Tyler pushing his way around here, trying to deal with that SCV. That is not going to happen, I'm afraid. He'll need to stalk to nail that one down. There's a sentry coming up early on from Tyler, however. Now, his mineral count is getting awfully high, which indicates to me that he's actually going to try and fast expand as well. We'll see. He actually then goes into a Zealot. So perhaps not. No, indeed not. Look at that. Stargate on the way up. Tyler with an interesting opening. One gate into Stargate, and of course it's close air position, so this might be unpleasant. Now Strelok's been scouting really well in the past couple of games. The question is, will he be able to scout that? He does have one sentry, but it's all the way over there. Probably not in the position it really needs to be. Strelok has taken some damage on that SCV. It might be a little bit difficult to get through there, especially with those 2 Zealots. So scouting this is going to be difficult. This kind of Void Ray play is very dangerous against Terran in this situation, especially on close air positions. Tyler not having to proxy this Stargate, doesn't have to risk putting it elsewhere. He can put it in his base all the way on the edge and immediately actually opening up with a Phoenix instead. Now, usually you'd see Void Ray against Terran, but there's nothing wrong with Phoenix either, since, of course, you can do some great harassment to the SCV line right there. That's to work a little bit better against Zerg, since you can pick off the Overlords as well, but for the time being, this is looking pretty good right now for Tyler. He's actually going straight away with it. That is unusual. That's all that's going to get him is scouting information, since, of course, with one Phoenix, you can't do anything. You need a second one. It's curious that Tyler decided to show that. That has got to be deliberate. I'd assume that Tyler's going to transition out of this. Why would he show a Phoenix to his opponent so early, unless he was looking to provoke a reaction? He's got a third Phoenix on the way, so he's going to keep this harassment up, which is interesting. Oh, nice catch there, and it deals with the Reaper, no problem at all. To be fair, that Reaper wouldn't have actually got any real information. Tyler hasn't built anything else, and of course, he does have that Stargate, but his opponent knows about the Stargate anyway. Unless it was assuming it was a hallucination, which seems to be ridiculous. Tyler deciding to roll out right here. Here's the army supply count for you, folks. It's 18 to 12, but a lot of that supply count does consist of those Phoenixes. The Phoenix support will be interesting. Of course, it won't work against the bunkers, but it might work against these defenses. He doesn't have a huge amount of energy for the grabs. And if he is up against, as we could see, a force primarily consisting of Marines, in fact, only consisting of Marines, I don't know how effective those Phoenixes are really going to be. If there were tanks, absolutely, but there are no tanks. In the meantime, we've got the reactor coming up on that factory, so I expect to see a swap around right here for the starport, so this will be Marine and Medevac. In the meantime, though, Tyler is going to apply the pressure, might grab a few, grabs the mules, nicely picked off right there, almost loses the Phoenix. Tyler able to get away from there nice and quickly. Engineering bay coming down, but I fear it may be a little bit late. Now, Tyler does not have any upgrades of any description, so there's nothing stopping Strelok from getting that up, but more to the point, he needs that to get missile turrets to deal with this harassment. To be fair, though, those Phoenixes have not exactly paid their way as of yet. They haven't been all that effective. He's not been able to grab any SCVs building anything, so that hasn't worked out for him. He has grabbed a mule, but that really is about it. Looking for some aggression right here. Nothing really happening for Tyler yet. He doesn't really have any interesting going in. What he is able to do is deny his opponent from moving out with this orbital command center. It's too risky. Doesn't want to do that. So if he's able to hold back his opponent's base for that long, that's going to be absolutely fantastic for him. You can see that Liquid Tyler's income is looking very good, and his pro count is pretty reasonable. The Stalker's coming in right here, and in the meantime, Phoenix is right back in there. Not able to really do an awful lot with those missile turrets around. Phoenixes don't last long against missiles from the ground. Strelok deciding he wants to push in, but he's really low on his upgrades. He's only just started infantry +1, and he doesn't have the combat shield either. Phoenix is moving in once again and grabbing that Marine out of there, but to be fair, that wasn't going to do a huge amount as Strelok decides to push his way right into Liquid Tyler's minimal line. And where is Tyler's army? The answer is not many, but a great force field divide right there. The thing is that Tyler's going to have to pull back for that to really work. Strelok is still able to shoot, and a quick pick up and go there. How much damage was done? You can see the army supply count is currently equal right now. Strelok holding this as much as possible. He nails down one pylon. Let's see if we can nail down the second one. More aggression coming in right now, and the Phoenixes will be able to pick up those medevacs. Strelok doesn't quite have the force to break this. He's able to do some good harassment, however. He denied the economy of his opponent, and here's a drop coming in from the back as well. Tyler quickly moving to respond to that. Might have been slightly later than Strelok would have liked. If he could have got in there earlier while he was dealing with that, that would have been way more effective. But still, Strelok doing great damage with it. You can see the probe count is taking some damage. Army supply, though, has now shifted in favor of Liquid Tyler, and those drops, for the most part, have been shut down. And Tyler's been able to deny his expansion for so long. This orbital command center has only really just landed. It's been sitting at his base, really, for the last 6 or 7 minutes, which is critical considering that his opening was a fast expansion. So we didn't do anything with it. It's been sitting around doing absolutely nothing. Tyler, on the other hand, now with the Colossus, and I'm really surprised not to see some Vikings coming out from Strelok. Let's see how much information. The thing is, he actually saw the robotics bay. I was sure he had, but there's no Vikings coming out right now for Strelok at all. Perhaps he thinks that he can wait around, but still those 3 Phoenixes are going to be able to pick off some SCVs at the back right there. Perhaps grab those mules. That's probably the best idea. Strelok not looking for any drops just yet. His army supply is not where he wants it to be. The economies of these two are pretty much equal. The advantage does go in favor of Strelok, however, thanks to those mules. Currently with 5 on the field, that's overkill. A lot of great mining going on. Proxy pylon picked off right there by Imber Strelok. In the meantime, we've got a very tiny little bit of harassment coming in. He's not going to be able to do too much, however. That missile turret at the back is nicely positioned. Now, what's the Colossus count looking like? 2 on the field. 3rd one on the way. Vikings only now getting started for Strelok. He needs to get that sorted out immediately. If his Viking count's not good enough, then any kind of charge from Tyler will be able to collapse it. This game is so equal at the moment. Strelok has come back from that position of financial disadvantage, and now he's got that command center moving in, looking for that 3rd base 2nd expansion. Tyler still on his way around with these Phoenixes that just simply refuse to die. Incredibly annoying. Looking to pick off yet more. He could go in against the Vikings. He's not able to get a good shot off her. Of course, 4 Vikings plus Marine support. Phoenixes are no match for that kind of firepower. Also, bear this one in mind, folks, that Phoenixes do a lot of damage against light armor. They are really bad against Vikings. They don't have a range advantage. They can't do a lot of damage. It's not ideal. Phoenix is spread out in a nice defensive pattern, and that'll be good for intercepting drops right here from Tyler, who is looking to push himself forward once again. He thinks his Colossus count is good enough. Is it? It's looking like it might be. It's 3 Colossus to 6 Vikings. It'll be a little dicey one way or the other. There's no upgrades on either side to really affect this. We've got the infantry weapon level 1 upgrade, but the question is, what else does he have? Right now, nothing. He doesn't have a ship weapon upgrade or anything like that, so this is going to be an incredibly close engagement. Army supply count shifting in favor of Tyler as reinforcements come in, but Strelok does have this small drop force available right here that could do some damage to this expansion, which remains undefended. And Tyler's sitting on 2 bases once again, so now this base is actually fully operational. Strelok sliding into a nice economic lead. However, Tyler moving to try and deal with it. It'll take a little bit of time to bring down the planetary fortress, and the interception will have to come in from Strelok. Strelok has to respond to this, surely. He's very, very patient. He's waiting as long as he can. He looks to try and get optimal position right here. As you can see, he needs to bring the firepower down as quickly as possible on his Colossus before they're able to tear through his infantry forces. A great divide, an exceptional force field divide right there by Liquid Tyler. He's able to stop most of the Marauders coming in with the firepower from the back. 1 Colossus is down. He's looking for the second. Strelok picks off the second, and still the Stalker count is looking good for Tyler. Cleaning up the ground forces right here, and Tyler wins that engagement, but only just. Will he be able to do damage? Will he be able to take down any bases? There is a bunker he's going to chew his way through. There are reinforcements streaming in from Strelok, and in the meantime, of course, a little bit of drop harassment in the back. Look at the amount of workers killed. Strelok's been able to kill 18 in total. This is looking really good for him. A warp in coming in to intercept that, and the remainder of Tyler's forces still kind of held off right now, and not much damage done to this area at all. Yet more Viking sniping going on right here. The shields on both Colossus are down. If he's able to snipe those off, that will be crucial. Strelok now with the army count advantage, as this is an interesting swing considering that Tyler pretty much had him beat there. But that drop harassment has done so much damage. He's killed 19 workers with a single medevac full of Marines. He's done really well so far, and the economy of Tyler is in a terrible position. 36 probes to 60 SCVs and 2 mules. It's 3 bases to 2 in favor of Strelok. Strelok could easily rebuild here, whereas Tyler's going to have a few problems. He's struggling right now. His production count is not all that great. Look at the army supply count, 79 to 64. The force fields don't do a huge amount, and here comes the charge, and now +2 weapon has just come into effect. Tyler's going to melt right here. That amount of firepower he surely can't deal with. If he's able to pick up that second Colossus, that entire force is going down. And honestly, I don't see how Tyler's going to be able to deal with this. If Strelok decides he doesn't, GG, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. And that's the first series for you. It goes in favor of Strelok. What a fantastic comeback.